Welcome to the debate. We are looking today at a classic dilemma in the prime London office market, W1. We have two fundamentally different assets presented with an almost impossible parity. They're both high-end prime locations, and they are both priced identically at £800 per calendar month for serviced office space. And both make similar claims about proximity to Bond Street.
And that parity is exactly what makes this so crucial. I mean, when you neutralize the price variable, the entire investment decision really hinges on how you define success. Are we prioritizing the non-replicable qualities of character and architectural prestige? Or are we paying for maximized strategic utility and future-proofed commercial infrastructure?
The conflict is clear then. Our central question is this: where does the superior enduring value lie? Is it in the bespoke character, the historical prestige, and the unique residential style amenities offered by 11 Manchester Square in Marylebone? Or is it in the modern, broad commercial suitability and superior transport integration that you get with Hanover Square in Mayfair?
I'm going to argue that for any modern, growth-focused enterprise, the Mayfair property's structural capacity, its logistical advantage, and its comprehensive facilities, they represent a strategically superior and just a more flexible long-term investment.
And I stand firmly on the side of intrinsic value. I'll argue that the unique, high-end characteristics, exemplified by the historical status of the Marylebone property, provide an unparalleled prestige that instantly elevates the occupier. It puts them above the purely functional commercial market.
Okay, so let's delve into your position first. You hang your entire argument on character and image. So tell us why Marylebone's historical status justifies sacrificing what I see as critical operational efficiency.
My core thesis is that 11 Manchester Square offers intrinsic, non-replicable value. It's derived from its historical status and its boutique offering. This isn't just an office lease. You're acquiring a piece of London's heritage as a base for your operations. The evidence is the property's designation as a beautifully restored Grade 2 listed townhouse. That protected historic status immediately guarantees the preservation of elegant original features. We're talking high ceilings, period charm, and an abundance of natural light that you simply cannot engineer into a new-built commercial block.
Right. I understand the allure of that elegance, of course. But that same historical designation, it often translates directly into operational friction and limitations on flexibility, particularly when it comes to internal customization or even something as mundane as air conditioning capacity.
Well, not in this case. The listing is very specific that the space is newly refurbished and fully furnished, which mitigates that kind of operational rigidity. Furthermore, for the identical price, the occupier gains these exclusive, almost residential-style features that directly contribute to well-being and privacy. I'm thinking specifically about the outdoor terrace and the private gardens. These are true luxury amenities, distinguishing it from any high-density environment. It provides an immediate sense of luxury and exclusivity that your average multi-story office block just can't touch.
But that's a compelling argument for lifestyles, sure. But I come at this from the perspective of optimizing for enterprise capability. Hanover Square is explicitly designed for maximum commercial utility and future growth. It offers strategic locational advantages and a structural flexibility that are, frankly, far better suited for modern, scaling businesses.
And what is the specific evidence for that optimization?
The Mayfair listing targets a very clear demographic: startups or SMEs. So this isn't about quietly preserving history. It's about providing a launching pad for growth. We know it's a robust 6-floor building that delivers essential, centralized infrastructure, dedicated, fully equipped conference space, multiple structured lounge areas, and reliable lifts. This kind of capacity and support is absolutely critical for a firm that's actively focused on rapid expansion, on pitching to investors, and on formal client presentations.
But again, my property is newly refurbished, and it offers 24/7 access. It satisfies those basic modern needs.
But crucially, let's talk about connectivity, because this is where Mayfair secures an unassailable strategic advantage. While both are near Bond Street, the Mayfair location is dramatically superior. It has a direct ground floor opening onto the new Crossrail station. Now add to that its proximity to Oxford Circus, a 3-minute walk, And you have a level of logistical integration that maximizes regional and citywide access for both employees and clients. The Marylebone townhouse, nestled a 5-minute walk from Bond Street, simply cannot offer that level of seamless, high-volume access.
This is where we collide, isn't it? Strategic connectivity versus curated proximity. You emphasize speed and logistical scale.
Absolutely. That Mayfair location's ground floor crossrail connection isn't just a transport link, it's a profound competitive advantage in the war for talent. For a growth-focused SME, the ability to draw top-tier talent seamlessly from Canary Wharf, Reading, or Heathrow via a single line with the exit opening right into your ground floor lobby, that dramatically shrinks the effective cost of commuting and widens the talent pool. That feature alone justifies the entire £800 investment for a growth firm focused on human capital logistics.
I see why you think that, but let me offer a different perspective. That line of reasoning focuses purely on velocity, and it neglects the quality and the psychological impact of the daily environment. While I readily acknowledge the Crossrail connection is a powerful utility feature, the Marylebone location offers proximity to luxury retail and bespoke boutique cafes. It suggests a higher-end, less frenetic, and frankly, a more discerning daily environment. The value proposition is not just about the speed of arrival, but the immediate surroundings and ambiance, which are perfectly aligned with the prestige of that Grade 2 listing.
You're suggesting Marylebone has a monopoly on quality surroundings. The Mayfair listing also specifies being surrounded by healthy lunch spots, cafes, and fashionable shops. It offers the curated environment plus the superior infrastructure. Furthermore, the Mayfair building's specific aesthetic, a blend of Victorian and 20s Art Deco with sleek, modern elegance, is inherently versatile. It formerly housed a legal headquarters, which underlines its serious, polished commercial pedigree. It makes it suitable for any high-level SME looking for a professional, durable backdrop.
And that brings us to structural depth versus exclusive character. You mentioned the Mayfair building has 6 floors and is optimized for SME volume. That inherent structure, designed for capacity and density, runs a significant risk of diluting the occupant experience. It risks becoming noisy with crowded reception areas and, generic lounge spaces.
Dilution? I would call that robust capacity and scale. The 6-floor structure isn't just about packing people in. It's about enabling functional segregation that a townhouse often struggles to manage seamlessly. You have dedicated areas, a professional reception, organized conference suites, and separate collaborative zones. This structure ensures a growing firm always has the formal infrastructure it needs to look professional, regardless of which floor they occupy.
But contrast that with Marylebone. Why pay £800 to be one of many private offices in a 6-story building designed for commercial volume, when you could secure a dedicated, superior experience? The townhouse structure and the focus on period charm and private offices signals an environment where the architecture itself is the primary amenity. The incorporation of showers and bike storage also speaks to a commitment to the occupant's daily experience, tailored specifically for those seeking a premium, almost residential feel to their working life.
But tell me honestly, when a major client arrives, are they more impressed by a building that provides a full dedicated reception area, a lift, and immediate access to a professional presentation suite? Or are they more impressed by a set of exclusive gardens that they may never actually use? I worry that the charm of the Grade 2 status implies operational compromises, perhaps smaller floor plates, less flexible layouts, and a feeling of being segmented, whereas the Hanover Square building delivers predictable, professional scale.
I think you misunderstand the psychological value of exclusivity. The gardens and terrace aren't just for use. They are evidence of the status of the asset. They demonstrate that the firm prioritizes atmosphere and prestige. Why secure space where you are one small cog in a large machine when you can operate from a unique, historic building? The value is intangible but powerful.
That insistence on pure prestige forces us to ask the crucial question: who is the money actually being spent for? This is our final point of conflict. defining the target occupant and the true value proposition per pound.
Go on.
The Mayfair listing is crystal clear. It's ideal for startups or SMEs. This specific demographic needs maximum utility to justify the £800 investment. They need rapid, scalable growth infrastructure. The features, the small to medium offices, comprehensive meeting facilities, the cross-rail access, they are optimized specifically to fuel that growth trajectory. They are paying for future leverage and minimal logistical friction.
While I acknowledge that explicit SME focus, I challenge the assumption that this profile is static. If that startup becomes a scale-up, they are suddenly anchored to an extremely efficient building that perhaps lacks the image required for future funding rounds or major blue-chip client acquisition. The Marylebone property, by contrast, provides a high-status location, a Grade 2 listed building that acts as an immediate, enduring marker of quality and stability for client perception.
I'm not convinced that the symbolic value of a period building outweighs the absolute necessity of robust operational capacity. Image is important, but Mayfair already provides significant prestige merely by being in W1S. The blend of styles in the Hanover Square property proves you can achieve character without sacrificing the essential structural facilities necessary for a high-volume professional operation.
I would frame the branding consideration differently. When you are paying for space in W1, the goal is to purchase status and image. That status is inherent in the non-replicable nature of 11 Manchester Square. It is the bespoke, tailored suit of office spaces. For a firm prioritizing image and a premium working atmosphere defined by elegant original features and private gardens, the Marylebone space offers a greater intrinsic branding value for the identical monthly cost. It offers a higher ceiling for prestige branding, even if the daily utility is marginally less in year one.
But status without seamless function eventually becomes a liability. I think Mayfair is simply the productivity powerhouse, optimized to squeeze maximum operational efficiency and logistical reach out of every pound you spend. Marylebone, while beautiful, is optimized for visual prestige and tranquility.
That is a very effective way of articulating the core tension.
So, as we draw to a close, what should the prospective occupant weigh most heavily?
The decision hinges entirely on whether the occupant values architectural excellence, historical prestige, and those unique lifestyle amenities, the private gardens, the outdoor terrace, that define 11 Manchester Square. The value proposition is centered on the quality of the dedicated, bespoke, and visually exclusive working environment.
Conversely, the superior value at Hanover Square is defined by strategic utility, maximum connectivity due to that direct cross-rail integration, structural depth across its 6 floors with dedicated conference facilities, and a design explicitly aimed at supporting agile, scaling businesses, as signaled by its ideal positioning for SMS.
So we have 2 outstanding W1 locations, priced identically, offering fundamentally divergent value propositions. One rooted in unique, enduring character and exclusivity,
And the other rooted in future-proofed commercial functionality and structural capability. This throws up a really interesting problem for anyone trying to analyze long-term value in the high-end market.
Indeed. Thank you for clearly illuminating the strategic and infrastructural advantages of Mayfair.
And thank you for underscoring the enduring appeal and intrinsic value of Marylebone's commitment to prestige and environment. Until next time.